Today we need to have a serious conversation. The market has shifted. We're no longer in the free money era of 2021, when rates were around 2%. That era is dead. Welcome to 2026, the era of smart money. Rates have settled around 4%. In this environment, the most dangerous question a first buyer can ask is, can I buy? The real question is, should I buy? This guide is the antidote to becoming house poor. House poor is the condition where you own a beautiful home, but you are financially paralyzed because you can't afford to heat it, fix it, and enjoy your life. This call is about lifestyle, and it's also about taking advantage of some strategies that you're going to learn today to become house rich. At EMP Collective, our motto is buy right. That means looking at the ugly truth of your finances before you sign the papers. It's actually looking in the mirror and having a real conversation with yourself, so you can actually look at what you can afford and what's going to bring you value in your life. So it starts by busting the biggest myth in real estate, the pre-approval. You see a number like $500,000 on that letter and you think, great, that's my budget. It's not your budget, it's the ceiling. That number is based on the bank's risk tolerance, not your lifestyle tolerance. The bank's algorithm is blind. It doesn't know about your daycare bill. It doesn't care about your retirement savings. It doesn't know that you want to take a vacation next year. If you buy at the very top of that limit, you are effectively guaranteeing that you will work for the bank and not for yourself. So this is about being conservative and not just trying to, you got to watch out for the income creep. You make a little more money, you buy a bigger house, all of a sudden you're house poor. These are really things that you want to be able to make a little more money in your life, but also watch how you spend it so you don't over leverage yourself and that leverage pulls away from your lifestyle. To navigate this safely today, we're going to talk about 3 pillar roadmaps. 1 is the math. We calculate your burn rate. Pillar 2, the map. We use Prince George geography to save your equity. Sometimes moving out 15 minutes from the core of PG can save you a significant amount of money. And so it's all about location as well to present these opportunities. And pillar 3 is the strategy, essentially the cheat code to neutralizing the high interest rate environments that we're in right now. You might be moving from a 2% to a 4%. So pillar 3 is really, you want to pay attention to that strategy so we can know how to take it on. But let's look at pillar number 1. You need to identify the silent partners in your home. I do this myself. We do budgets regularly. It's very important to see where you are financially. So let's say that your mortgage is $2,400. That's just the start. You have property taxes at $350 a month. Then let's just call it a winter factor. Heating a detached home at -30 is expensive. Add another $350. And remember, you want to be conservative. You want to stress these numbers. So if anything, it'll be less. Insurance, $150 a month. Then your, oh no, for maintenance, that's another $400. That's if your furnace goes or your roof needs replaced, etc. When you tally it all up, your real life number isn't $2,400, it's closer to $3,650 a month. If you can't afford that burn rate, then evidently you shouldn't be buying the house. Pillar 2 is the map. We call this drive until you qualify. You could pay premiums in places like the core, Prince George, or desirable neighborhoods like Heritage and College Heights and University Heights. Sometimes if you drive about 12 minutes, let's just say to the heart, you can get the same size house for around $40,000 less. And a lot of lots up in the heart are actually larger. Now, there is a scale there, so it's not just you drive up to the heart, they're $40,000 less. Obviously, there's houses up there that cost around the same amount of money, and some that are, significantly less. But in general, what I'm trying to say here is that if you move away from town a little bit, there are some beautiful areas that you could possibly get into some houses for a relatively good price. You can look at places like Shady Valley. You can look at places like Vanway and places like that, even just a little bit farther out. Obviously, some of these places are $40,000 less, but you get the idea. Obviously, moving away from the desirable place where everyone likes to be. In Prince George, sometimes that can be College Heights is the most popular area. Then you can get pretty good discounts. But that'll save you about $225 a month in payments for $40,000 less. Every buyer is different, but trading 12 minutes of driving for that kind of savings, it's worth a look, right? So the next one, ask yourself this. is listening to 3 extra songs on the radio worth keeping $2,700 a year in your pocket? For some people it is, for some people it isn't, and it's really a lifestyle choice. That $2,700 pays for your gas, it pays for your insurance, it buys your Friday night pizza, using the map to pay for your lifestyle, like moving up to the heart or just slightly out of town. That's how you can win sometimes. We want to be careful of the sticker price trap. So here is when we compare condos to home ownership. So I see a lot of people looking at condo for 300 grand and a house for 400,000. They think the condo is cheaper, and it isn't. Here's the rule, roughly. Every $100 in monthly strata fees destroys about $20,000 of your mortgage power. A $500 condo fee, that is $100,000 of a house that you are paying for, but never actually owning. In 5 years, the house has appreciated and the land is yours. The condo fees, they're gone forever. So it's something to think about, and everybody's in different life stages. So yeah, if you're looking to downsize and not have the lawn upkeep and all these different things, then getting condo could be perfect for you. But a lot of these scenarios, you have to look at the numbers, and the numbers kind of show what are you actually keeping for your wealth in your life and your lifestyle at the same time. So pillar 3 is the strategy. In 2026, this is about safety. So let's look at the numbers. If you buy $500,000 home with a suite, your total payment might be around $2,500. Your basement tenant pays you $1,400. That drops your personal payment to just $1,100. So you can see that you're controlling a $500,000 asset for the cost of a cheap rental apartment. This effectively neutralizes the 4% rate because your tenant is paying the interest for you. So a lot of people might call this like house hacking, and you move in, you rent out the suite, and obviously that you can get places that are a little more built for this. You can find houses that are they'll put a suite in, but it won't be put in very well. And so there's very newer homes such as up in University Heights and places like that where new development is going on. They'll actually already have suites in them. So again, it's the difference here though is I'm saying you're buying a $500,000 house and renting out for $1,400, which you can most likely do in places like Heritage and College Heights. I'm not saying go and buy the $800,000 asset in University Heights. Okay, so it's all these different things where it's like, again, lifestyle, maybe buying University Heights close to the university, you live there, it makes sense. That might actually work very well for you. So again, it always goes back to lifestyle, right? But also using strategy while we move through this, so you can really use real estate to benefit your lifestyle. So what this kind of entails is a mindset shift. To make this work, you need to shift your mindset, drop the forever home fantasy, and you can embrace like a 5-year sacrifice. Buy the ugly duckling on the block. Buy the suited home. Your goal is to aggressively pay down debt and build equity. Then in year 6, use that equity to buy the dream home. Treat your home like a savings account that you sleep inside. And you can accomplish this very easily sometimes where you're just living in there. And sometimes you can find a very separate, quiet suite that was built that way. And you can get a really awesome tenant, right? Don't just listen to the horror stories out there, because that's what people like to talk about, right? Is, the worst thing that's ever happened. But there's a lot of people that do this and they have great success. And, right now, if you can take care of these interest rates that you're about to move into at 4% using these different strategies, because everyone's got other places they want to spend their money on, family, travel, vacation, all these different things, or just, family obligations. And so it's always good to just look at the bigger picture here too. Okay, so right now, it's good to stop guessing and start planning this out. We can talk about all this stuff, but action makes the biggest move forward in our lives. But the path forward is pretty simple. You got to stop guessing, start planning, ignore the pre-approval maximum, do your own numbers, find your own burn rate. If you want more assistance with buying or selling a home, we have our Ultimate Home Buyer's Guide, and we have guides and programs for selling houses as well. And with these guides and our assistants will actually help you step by step to actually playing out these strategies. So let's get you secure, supported, and ready to buy right. I'm Evan McLeish, your local realtor in Prince George, and we'll see you in the next one.